Okay, hello everybody and welcome to the very first episode of This Week in Speedcubing. This is a new series I've come up with where basically every week I will film a video and I'll talk about everything new that's happened in Speedcubing in the week, whether that be competition announcements, competition results, records, new and upcoming cubers I'm keeping an eye on, anything like that. I also might do occasional interview videos, whereas I get a tip, ask for a trick or a tip, or just ask a cool question about their experience with speedcubing. I may also do long-style podcasts in the future, like I did with the Cuber in Focus, but that's going to be in a while. The main thing I want to do at the moment is get this series rolled out and do a few episodes first. Anyway, that's enough rambling for now, and let's get on with the very first episode of This Week in Speedcubing. Right. I reckon we get started off with a bit of Monkey League chat. So I'm a massive fan of Monkey League, and when it's on, which is at the moment, we're halfway through season 4, it's probably going to be a primary focus of this show. Obviously I'm going to talk a lot about other stuff as well, but mainly I want to focus on Monkey League, because it is an awesome competition, and Philip Lewicki, big shout out to him, he's put in loads of effort to make it a really competitive one, and super entertaining as well. So a bit of basic information on Monkey League quickly before we delve into the details. The current 6 competitors who are competing at the moment, but soon that will be narrowed down to 4, are Timon Koloshinsky, the winner for Season 1 and Season 3, Leo Borromeo, the Season 2 winner, Mati Hiroto Inaba from Hawaii, the Season 3 runner-up, Juru Hang, the current 3x3 average world record holder, Bill Wang and Luke Garrett. As you can probably tell by the way I kind of listed those people, I don't really think Luke Garrett and Bill Wang are kind of on the same level as these guys, and I don't think they're going to make it to the next step. Nothing against these guys, they're solid cubers, and Luke Garrett's been popping off recently. I can definitely see some really good results in the future, maybe even a North American record at some point. But the other 4 guys are just seriously freaking awesome right now. They've got world records, they've got European records, they're popping off mid-5 medians, they're insane. So yeah, big different level. These top 4 are just miles better than everybody else. Max Park may be able to compete with them, but he struggles with these sort of online competitions, so we don't really know. Anyway, last week we've had a few interesting matches. We started off with Bill versus Matty. As you can probably expect, Matty kind of demolished Bill. But yeah, 3-0 in sets, nothing really to report on there. But then we had a super interesting match between Luke and Ruhang. Most people would have expected it to just go miles Ruhang's way, but it was actually really close. Luke started off with winning 2 sets before Ruhang even had 1. Then Ruhang picked it up and got to 2-2, and then won the final set to take the match 3-2, with the final set being 3-1. Sadly, we didn't get the legendary 2-2-2-2, but it was still a super close match and really cool to watch. I definitely recommend watching that one. I would have liked Luke to win personally, because then we might have seen him in the semi-finals, but it's good to see Ruhang, and hopefully he picks it up in the semis and we see some really solid times from him. Then we had one of the best matches of the season so far. We had Timon versus Leo. It started off with Leo completely popping off in the first set, getting about a mid-5 set median. Timon not too far behind, getting high 5s and stuff, so he wasn't doing bad. Then in the second set, it was pretty close, but it went Timon's way in the end, scoring him, tying it up 1-1. Then in the third set, it was all Timon. Leo was struggling with timer stops and locking up at the end, getting DNFs. Meanwhile, Timon's getting a 4.99 set median. Absolutely crazy. I'm pretty sure that's only the third time it's been sub 5 for a set median. But correct me on that. Matthew might have had one at some point. Then the last set was just, again, all Timon. He managed to finish the whole match with a 5.46 Monkey League record median, and he was super pumped. You could see his reaction was awesome. I think part of that reaction was also that he's kind of had this sort of mental block against Leo, and he's struggled against him while managing to demolish all other competitors. This was actually the first match he's won since mid-Season 2, because he then lost the Season 2 finals and lost against Leo in the round robin stage in Season 3, but then didn't have to face him, luckily, for the rest of the tournament. So yeah, it's super cool to see T1 back on his game while facing Leo, and that was an awesome match. Right, on to the upcoming matches. One of these matches, the T1 and Bill match, has actually already happened, but I'm not going to cover that because it's not up on YouTube yet, and I wrote this script before that match happened, so I don't know much about it and I haven't watched it myself. But I heard it was pretty sick. So the main match this week, we also have got so assuming T1 won his match, which he probably did, and Matty beats Luke, this match between Leo and Rohang is actually really important. So the person who wins this match will be 3rd seed and the loser will be 4th seed. Although at the moment, I think it might be better to be 4th seed. So even though Matty beat Timon back a few weeks back, Timon was kind of a bit burned out. He'd been to loads of WCA comps and he wasn't really in the mindset. But in the last 2 matches we've seen Timon in, he has popped off. I would not want to face Timon right now in the semis. So we might see Leo wanting to lose. I don't know. It's probably unlikely. I'm sure he'll try and win, and I reckon he could win against Rohang. Rohang's kind of struggled so far, but he could pop off. So that'll be a really interesting match. Both of these guys should be guaranteed to make it. Well, actually, will be guaranteed to make it. Yeah, that's correct. To the semi-finals. So yeah, it's basically who's going to get that better seeding. So yeah, that's about it for Monkey League. Remember, you can watch all of the previous matches, apart from the ones that have just happened, because Philip's busy editing, on the Monkey League YouTube channel, and you can catch all the future live ones on the Laser Zero Monkey Twitch channel. I love Monkey League, and you guys should love it too, because it's amazing. If you're watching this and you don't love Monkey League, you probably shouldn't be watching this, because I do. And also, you can find all of the information for Monkey League on the Monkey League website, link down below. That's about it for Monkey League. I will keep you updated next week, and watch the upcoming matches because they're going to be awesome. Right, WCA time. We haven't really seen too much in the last week, although after I wrote this script, Zayn Khanani actually got a 1.13 WR 2x2 average. Absolutely ridiculous, demolishing the last one by 0.08 seconds, which doesn't sound like much, but percentage-wise, that's by quite a bit. So yeah, this has been expected. He had that sub-1 average choke, which sounds ridiculous, but it did happen. And he's had 1.3 averages, and then he got that 1.25, I believe, just the other weekend. So he's been managing to go to loads of competitions, and he definitely deserves this world record. And honestly, I could see him beating it once he's back at competitions. Speaking about back at competitions, they're all gone in the USA, sadly. This rule that was put in place by the World Cube Association, I think it's something to do with vaccination rate and something to do with like 200 cases per 1 million population, something like that. I don't know the exact details. You have to contact the WCA to ask them, but the USA have just gone over that limit, so all competitions in the future are cancelled until the cases drop back down a bit. So that's a bit of a shame, but yeah, you got to keep people safe, and competitions really, on the grand scale of things, aren't that important. But yeah, another thing that happened is Matty Hirota Inaba got a 6.24 average, which doesn't sound that good, but at a counting 6.99, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's such a shame. And he had the 6.99, the worst counting on the 4th, and then the worst solve on the 5th. So he had a really good shot, maybe an NAR average. I'm not entirely sure on the times, but a really good shot at sub 6. So that's a massive shame for him, but I'm sure once he's back at competitions as well, he'll get it. With the rest of the world, most of Australia are back in lockdown now, so we're not going to see competitions from them for a while. Obviously Faz isn't going to compete, so that's a bit of a shame. Over in China, I think they're struggling with competitions. There's a few, but it doesn't seem like any are in Zhuo Hang's region. So I don't think we're going to see him compete for a while either. Luckily, over in Poland, they're still doing okay for now. So they're having competitions. Timon Koleshinsky is competing loads, and it's awesome. I love seeing all the competition videos he's posting, and he's popping off as well. And he actually tied the ER average the other weekend with a 5.54 average, which is ridiculous. He's got another competition this coming weekend, I believe, and one later this month. So hopefully he can finally pull off that world record average. He definitely deserves that, and he's definitely capable. But yeah, we're just going to have to see. Luckily for me, I'm over in New Zealand and we're doing fine at the moment, luckily. Nested away in the southeast corner of the map. So I've got another competition in a couple of weekends and then one every month for the rest of the year. My main focus, as you probably learned from the last video, and I should have the first episode out within this week hopefully, is my main focus is 4x4. I still want to focus on 3x3, but I don't think I'm going to really beat my 677 for a while. I'd like to talk about the World Cube Association World Championship quickly. There's not much information on whether it's going ahead. The organisation team is pretty certain that it will. They're opening up registration sometime in August, I believe. But I'm pretty skeptical. They're not doing too great for cases. They're not allowed to hold competitions at the moment, and their vaccination rate's okay. But yeah, I'm skeptical, but it could happen, and I'm hopeful it will. And there is still hope. That's it for WCA, and now for some really cool news. So, the Red Bull Rubiks Cube World Cup 2021 is happening, and qualifiers are supposed to start now. I think there's some problems with the Rubiks Connected app and the new qualifiers, so you can't qualify just yet as far as I know, but that should be up very soon. Yeah, it's similar to the qualifier last year where you grab your Rubiks Connected and do some daily solves. I don't think there's quite the same like online tournament thing like that they had on stream last year, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not going to go into all of the details, but yeah, it's pretty much the same as last year. All the details, found a link below. I'm super excited. I'm not really sure how much rescramble practice I'm going to do. Oh yeah, I've got a wild card, so luckily I don't have to qualify because I won last year, and that's something they do, which is great. And yeah, I'm not sure how much practice I'm going to do for rescramble up into the final. I might just do a similar thing like last year where I just tried to get a podium by practicing a few weeks beforehand and then somehow I won. But yeah, I might do that. I'm not really sure. Rescramble isn't really high on my priority list at the moment. I'd rather focus on other stuff. So yeah, they're planning on hosting the finals in person, which again, I'm skeptical of, in around November or December. So it'd be really cool if it did happen and WCA Worlds happened, because I could tie those into a really sick trip over Christmas. But yeah, that's it for Red Bull. Yeah, again, details down below. I'm super excited. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, so I think that's it for this episode. Not sure exactly how long it is, but hopefully it's around the 10-minute mark. Yeah, I'm super excited for this series. I love the sport of speedcubing. Yes, I do think it's a sport. And I want to share all the knowledge I've spent hours and hours learning about and save you some time and kind of build up more of a community around the competitive side, because I think it's really awesome. I'd love to become like the kind of main sort of guy you come for Speedcubing news and kind of become like a reliable journalist in a way. It sounds a bit weird, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for here, and I think it would be super cool. So yeah, if you've got any sort of feedback on this episode and this series, please do let me know. I want to make this as good as I can. Sorry the setup's not great. My place is really small and my lighting isn't great and my camera equipment isn't great, but I hope mainly the stuff I hope is good is what I'm saying and the information I'm giving to you guys. So yeah, that's it for this episode, and I will see you next week.